Hi there, Daphne here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the top websites that I use with my students while teaching online. So let's get started. The first one that I'm going to share with you is called Prodigy, and I absolutely love Prodigy. It is a math-based website that I like to use with my students. It's easy to use, easy to set up accounts for your students. The first website that I'm going to be sharing with you is called Prodigy. This is a math focus. It's free, but students can upgrade if they want to get extra tools. Prodigy offers over 1,500 math skills. One entire team of teachers are certified to teach math on this website. So the questions and the challenges are all created by teachers. Very engaging for students. They love answering the questions. They're not even realizing that they're doing math while they're playing this game. A lot of times my parents will ask me, do they actually have to be on this website because the students are not getting off. So that is a really good sign. Teachers can easily sign up for their students. Letter that goes out once you have set up the accounts for the different students in your classroom. So they get a Dear Parents letter. You can connect curriculum with this website, allow students to practice the actual curriculum that you're teaching at school or online. Actually shows you using a dashboard where you can click on students to see exactly how much time they've been on the program, what questions they are doing really well on, and what questions they are struggling with. This is a really fantastic feature for teachers because you can really zone in on the different areas of the curriculum that you are practicing with your students. And actually enhance their learning through booster groups or one-on-one conferencing. This is a calendar that they offer, and you can set exactly what you want your students to be working on. If I wanted to create using the curriculum, so you have plans, keep students within expectation, assignment quizzes, students on a set skill, or prepare students for EQAO. So I like to use the first one. Sometimes I will do quizzes just to see where they're at. And for those students that are either in grade 3 or in grade 6, they have EQAO questions. Use continue. So for example, I want to do number sense. And I want students to read and print in words. So I would click that, then I go to next, and I give it a title. So you click it, and then it asks you to plan how long you want that expectation. So say, for example, I want to have that for a few days. I click that, and then I create it. And it tells you how long students should take to finish that expectation while they're on Prodigy. And I say, got it. So now between the 7th and the 9th, they're working on number sense. This is the dashboard that I absolutely love. It shows you their progress, what they're understanding, how much time they've used, their weekly activity, their placement tests, their assignment plans, topic coverage, and curriculum coverage. Easy for teachers to access and get the report. So the next website that I absolutely love as well, as you can tell, I'm going to be saying love a lot because these websites are totally free. And I love the word free. As a teacher, I am so mindful about providing websites for my students that don't cost a penny. I don't like putting that burden on parents or pressure that they have to, purchase something in order for their children to be successful and have the resources that they need to be successful. So if I say love a lot, it's because I really love these websites. So the next website that I'm going to be sharing with you is called Starfall. And it is a website that I used to use in kindergarten for many years. It is easy for students. It's very engaging for parents, especially if you have parents that don't speak English as their first language. So it is very inclusive. I also use it for my ELL students. I need to provide them with the resources that will encourage them to practice the language skills that will help them get better at reading and writing. And Starfall is one of those websites we love. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to show you a little bit about Starfall and how and what it covers. It's multi-sensory, it's very interactive, there are games on here. It allows children to see, hear, and touch. It specializes in reading and phonics and also math. Educational games, there's movies and ABCs. So a lot of my students that are ELL learners with their phonics, when you press on to the ABC, it has the alphabet, and when you click on it, it gives you the letter, the sound, and a visual that is so helpful for students to make that alphabetical connection to what they're learning. So the other area that I use with my student presently is the Learn to Read. And this website has short books. ELL learners that have very limited English skills. The layout is very clear. It is very colorful. You can just tell they've put so much time in planning and organizing this website for the viewers that are using it. There are, sing-alongs that they can do. There's seasonal activities that they can do. And of course, on the side that I was mentioning earlier, there's a ton of math activities that they can also do. It's just a really easy way for students to learn while having fun, and it's very, very engaging. The next website I'm going to share with you today is called Canva. The website was introduced to me this year because I was looking for a website that I can introduce to my grade 6 students to use while doing media projects specifically. So a lot of my friends are in the business industry, and one specific person that introduced this to me mentioned how much she uses it and how much she loves it and how easy it's to use. I wanted something my students could use that was very easy and it didn't cost a penny. Of course, the website does have a section where you can upgrade. And if that's something you find that you're using the website a lot and you feel that, I want to take it to the next level. I want to make my posters or my presentations pop even more. You do have that option for access to the different bonuses that they offer, but it is not necessary. I say that to my students, guys, you don't have to pay a penny. But I do know that a couple of my students actually did pay for an upgrade because they're just on it all the time. And it's something that they see themselves doing in the near future, possibly as a career path. And that's the other thing. I absolutely love exposing my students to different websites that they might actually consider, hey, this is something I love doing. Maybe it's a career path. And I really like connecting real life opportunities for my students. So this website actually did do that for many of them. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna walk you through the website called Canva and how I use it with my students and some of the features that it has. So Canva, like I mentioned before, is a free to use. However, it does have a paid subscription that's called Canva Pro, but really you don't have to worry about that because there's a lot of options for graphics for free. Students can log into it using their Google account. Canva is considered a graphic design platform, and you can create graphics, presentations, posters, and documents. So here are some of the examples that you can create. So you can create posters, you can create flyers. The nice thing about this website, everything that you do on it is saved. So on the top left corner, all your designs are saved automatically. So you never have to worry about losing any of your designs. Here are the different templates. So for example, say you asked your kids to create a card. So they can create their own. So if you click on card, you have all these options on the side. So here we go for background. You can decide which background you want to use. Now, here's the key that I was talking about before. If it is free, it tells you literally on the page that you're clicking on that you want to use. Once it teaches them, how to become creative. It's just an incredible website considering it's free, especially when children have such a hard time feeling creative. And the thing that I really like about this website is that you can upload pictures from your computer. So if students have taken their own pictures, they can actually upload it and add it into their creation. Here's an example into it. Here's what I was talking about before, where it says Pro. This is, if I use this and I wanted to remove the watermark, it tells you up here in the corner that there is a charge of $1.39. That, and you look for ones that are free. So here's an example of one that is free. So it is so easy to use. Students love it. It's quick, it's efficient. It makes your work look so professional. Next website I'd like to talk to you about is called National Geographic for Kids. And I absolutely love this website. I use it for science, and it is a nice website because it is safe. It is science lens focused. There is visuals on there. There's beautiful illustrations for students to be able to see when they're researching. And when I look throughout the whole curriculum in Ontario, Canada, from as young as kindergarten all the way up to high school, students are expected to do some form of inquiry with regards to animal researching. So this is a really nice website for that reason, for you to allow students to go on websites that you don't have to worry, like, do I have to screen it? Are the videos appropriate? Will something go wrong? All of the things on this website is age appropriate. You don't have to worry about someone being silly or saying something inappropriate. And the illustrations and the videos are so well put together. Sometimes a lot of teachers that I've spoken to use this website during workstations where they allow their students to go and do inquiry and use the website to do their research. So it's beautiful for that, to use it at one of your stations. So we're going to get started. I'm going to show you a little bit around on the website and why I absolutely love it so much. The website is called National Geographic for Kids. Like I mentioned before, it is absolutely free. There is a children's magazine that is also part of the website. It is published by Geographic Society. So you know right away that this website is science-based, and it's through science lenses. Also a site that's geared for primary, junior, and intermediate students. So it's across the different grades, which is wonderful for teachers even in higher grades to use. There are 4 main categories. It covers animals, it covers games, it covers videos, and it covers countries. One area that I absolutely love using is the animal section. This one outlines all the different animal types that students can research. They even go into subheadings, which, popular animals, animal facts. So tell how beautiful the illustrations are. They're very colorful. It gives you details about how much it weighs, how much, how big they get, how long do they live for. It's just a really great website for students to gather their information. It includes maps, it includes videos. Other thing that I really like about this website is the Explore feature. This feature is really cool because students can learn about the different animals and habitats that live in those countries specifically. There is so much for your students to explore and learn using this website. So the next website I'm going to share with you is a website that I use quite a lot as well. It's called Storyline Online, and it's basically stories that are read out loud by celebrities. And who doesn't like a story read by someone else? It's very well thought out, the planning of picking the book, about reading it to them. Celebrity is so cool in itself. It's just nice for students to have something like this available to them when they go home. You don't have to upload, you don't have to do any kind of subscription. It's absolutely free for you to use, and it's just a click of a button to hear beautiful, planned out stories read by very famous people. This site receives over 100 million views annually from children all over the world. So you know it is popular. You know that they're doing something right. I did find that a lot of children's hospitals actually use this site, which again tells you how confident educators are and healthcare professionals are about using this website with children. It's so easy. You click on there. There is absolutely no downloading. And that's another thing that always worries me as a teacher. Like, I don't want to suggest websites to parents where they have to go home and worry about downloading things onto their computer. You basically go to the main page and you scroll. And one story that I recently did this year was read by Oprah Winfrey, my favorite person, read The Hula Hoopin' Queen. And my students heard this story and they absolutely fell in love with this book. So, it's just endless, the amount of stories that you can read. Is the teacher guide, what the story is about, so you can kind of view it beforehand if that's something you want to have your kids listen to. But then it also breaks it down into reading and writing. And I think that's why this website is doing so well. So the next website I'd like to share with you is one that I have been using for years. And before it became an actual website, I used to use it just through YouTube. I would Google, how to explain patterns to students, and Khan Academy would pop up. And since then, it has created its own website where you do have to sign up for it, but you have access to hundreds of math tutorials on how to do questions in math. So my students absolutely love Khan Academy. It's so easy for them to log on. It helps them feel confident because they can watch the videos over and over until they master what they need to learn, which is a very big confidence builder. This website is free. There is a component though where you do have an option to upgrade, but again, not necessary, and that's why I love this website so much. So let's get to it. I'm going to show you a little bit about Khan Academy. Millions of teachers use the site along with their students. It provides standard aligned content, very easy to log in and to create accounts for students. You can sign in with their Google Gaps account. It covers math from pre-K all the way to college. And the other area that I found out that it covers science programs. So it gives you curriculum, it gives you insights of how to use it, practice work, homework work. It differentiates. It has endless amounts of questions that you can use. Here's an overview of the different areas. It has so much to offer. Again, it has science. And it goes all the way up to high school. The next website I'd like to share with you is one that was shared with me by one of my students this year. And he used, it's called AutoDraw. And again, it is a free drawing tool that you can use. And students love it. They don't have to worry about paper. They don't have to worry about pencil crayons. They don't have to worry about any of that. And they can create beautiful pictures with a click of their mouse. And I actually love the fact that he got creative and he used it for his assignment, and I had no idea that it even existed. So right there, that tells me that we need to encourage students to be sharing with us all those websites that they're coming across, that they're loving and getting engaged in, and adding to our toolbox. So I'm going to log on to and show you a little bit more about this amazing tool called AutoDraw. Start here. So you don't have to download anything. It's safe to use. You basically can create any kind of drawing, different colors and text that you can create. So for example, you can change the color of, what you're making. So the last website I'm going to share with you is one that I use a lot during online learning. A huge thing that teachers want to figure out with all this COVID, how are we going to get kids to read books? How are we going to plan for, book studies with our students? So when doing my research, I came across this website called Epic, and it is epic to say the least. It is fantastic. It has a ton of books that you have access to from grade 6 and below. Now, that doesn't mean older grades can't use this. You definitely can use this with older grades, especially if you have students that are ELL learners or if you have students with IEPs. This is a great website for you to organize and sign your students up for, because the amount of books that they have access to is unlimited. And like I said earlier, it's free and it's totally epic. And it's like the most perfect title for this website, because there is so much for students to read on this website and for teachers to use to plan for the different areas of their units that they intend to use for their students. So let's get started. I'm going to show you a little bit about Epic and why I absolutely love it so much. For students grades 6 and under, every student can be reached individually by their book selections. So books can be read to them, and there is a built-in dictionary as students read their books. Now, for educators, you can easily sign up your students to have access to the website. There's over 1 million educators that have signed up for Epic. So right there, that tells you something about how highly respected this website is. It also won a Teacher's Choice Award for 2020, assigns students books. It also tracks books students are reading. It gives them incentives. The book is read to them so they can read audiobooks. And then the other feature that I absolutely love on this website is their dictionary. And it tells you what it means. And you can assign books to your students. And then the other feature that I really like on this website is you get a class summary books, and they're books that are very individually geared both by teachers and by students. So it gives students the ability to really pick the books that they want to read, and it allows teachers to pick books for students to two very important areas: student focus and teacher focus, which is why I love this website so much. These are the websites that I absolutely love to share with my students while learning online. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Until next time, keep on teaching.